Hey guys, YouTuber Runner here. Alright, and now here I am, like I said in my last video, here I am to review a retro Survivor Series show, and I decided to review Survivor Series 2004. So, yeah, this Survivor Series seems to just have the, most mixed reaction of any Survivor Series in history, because, yeah, I've just been, seeing, such a mixed reaction about this Survivor Series from people. Some people have said that this show is good, and some people have said, this show is bad, and, yeah, I took a look at the show, and, yeah, it's just, really all over the place with this show. I mean, there's, some stuff is good, some stuff is just kind of so-so, and some stuff is bad. So, yeah, it's just, really inconsistent with the show. It's really all over the place. So, this is just really, really hard to really, decide whether or not it's good or bad. Because I mean, yeah, it's just, so inconsistent with this. It's just a really huge mix of good and bad on this show. So, yeah, I really don't know whether or not to give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because I mean, it's just so mixed. I mean, you do have some good matches on the show, but yeah, there's also there's a piece of this show that is just absolute crap. Especially the middle part of the show. The middle part of the show really does suck. So yeah, it's just a really hard show to grade, really. So I'm just really mixed on this show. This is just really a thumbs in the middle show, really, because yeah, yeah, it's just it's so freaking hard to grade, because yeah, it's just a real huge mix of good and bad on this show. So yeah, it's just really hard to really make a judgment on whether it's good or bad. But yeah, let me just talk about the card. Alright, so the show opened up with a fatal four-way for the Cruiserweight Championship. Spike Dudley defending against Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, and Chavo Guerrero. And yeah, this was a pretty good match right here. I mean, yeah, you may remember, I talked about before, how really, this, during this period, SmackDown really was, pretty bad. But, I mean, yeah, they still did have, some good work from the Cruiserweights, despite the fact that there were some, really bad angles with the Cruiserweights. But, yeah, there was still, a turn of good in the Cruiserweights still during this time. And yeah, this was a pretty good match. I mean, I thought all four guys did get in enough offense in here. One of my favorite spots of this match was when Billy Kidman was on the ring apron, and then Rey Mysterio gave Billy Kidman a Hurricane Rana on the ring apron right to the floor. Yeah, I really liked that part of the match. Yeah, that was one of my favorite spots of this. Another one I really liked was when there was a electric chair and a superplex at the same time between Spike Dudley, Billy Kidman, and Chavo Guerrero. Yeah, so yeah, this really did have some pretty good spots to it. And yeah, and at the end, around the end of this match, it looked like Chavo had the match win when he hit a gory bomb on Spike Dudley, but then Billy Kidman gave not Spike, Chavo a leg drop from the top rope, and then that ended up kind of knocking Chavo out, and then Rey Mysterio knocked Billy Kidman out of the ring, but then that allowed Spike to really just pick the bones and then just pin Chavo like that, and Spike retained the title. So I really wasn't a fan of Spike just getting the pin just like that without really doing anything about it. But I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. And yeah, this match was still pretty good. I give this about 4.25. I mean, no, 3.25. Sorry. And then next up, we had the Intercontinental Championship match. Shelton Benjamin defending against Christian. And yeah, this was actually a really good to great match right here. I mean, yeah, I think this really is a real forgotten match, and match by a lot of people, because really a lot of people really don't talk about this match. And this match was actually pretty good. I mean, yeah, it was just a really great back and forth match. I mean, there were a lot of near falls in this match. Yeah, there were a lot of times in this match where you had Tyson Tomko, of course, at ringside with Christian, getting involved in this match, and as the referee was distracted or something, Tomko would attack Shelton Benjamin. And there were parts in this match where Shelton Benjamin was distracted with Tomko, and Shelton Benjamin took out Tomko, and then Christian ended up cheap shotting Shelton Benjamin as he was distracted with Tomko. And yeah, there were just a bunch of real near falls in this match. And so there were quite a few times in this match where it looked like it may have been over. Yeah. And then, like, at the end of this match, then, like, Shelton Benjamin then, like, hit the T-bone on Christian and got the pin. So, yeah, Shelton Benjamin got the win here. And, yeah, Shelton Benjamin just, like, really did have a great year in 2004. I mean, after he was drafted to Raw that year and became a singles competitor, it just really was really did, like, really make, he did have a good run. And, yeah, it really did make it seem like he may have actually could have, like, been risen to main event status, but of course, like, that didn't end up happening. But yeah, he still did have a good run here, and yeah, with like his reign here as the Intercontinental Champion, it was just like really great. And yeah, Shelton Benjamin really did, like, along with Randy Orton in 2004, they really did like bring like some prestige back up to the IC title with their reigns, because yeah, they just really did elevate it back to like some really hardworking guys in the company, as opposed to like how it was before, where like a lot of guys really just were like just the title was just thrown around from one guy to another, like, just for some for like a bunch of years before that. So yeah, it was great that WWE really did like try to like bring prestige back to the title with like the reigns of Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin that year. And yeah, this definitely was like a really good to great match. Maybe match of the night, I don't know. It's probably between this and the main event, but yeah, still a really good to great match. I would give this probably like 4 stars. This really was a great match. And then next up, we had a Survivor Series elimination match. We had Kurt Angle, Luther Reigns, Mark Jindrak, and Carlito versus Eddie Guerrero, Big Show, Rob Van Dam, and John Cena. And oh boy, this was such a huge disappointment and a big letdown. I mean, this really falls into what I was talking about before about SmackDown sucking in 2004. This just really shows it. I mean, you had like some really big star power here, and this match just absolutely, like, completely underdelivered. And this just really was not very good. And plus, yeah, you really like had this like stupid angle heading into this match. Like, this was the return of John Cena after like Carlito and his associate at this time, Jesus, like, ended up like having John Cena being stabbed in the kidney in a nightclub or something. And yeah, he was out for a little bit prior to this match. And when he returned here, he showed absolutely no signs of that stabbing at all, and he just like appeared like totally normal. This just like showed like how bad and how like horrible of a seller John Cena was at this time. And people really like to say that John Cena was like much better back when he had like this Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick, but you can make the argument that as far as his wrestling skills and his selling goes, he was even worse than he is now. Oh gosh, this just shows like how terrible John Cena really was at selling and wrestling back then. And yeah, and even like before this match even started, like Carlito like ended up like being chased by John Cena like out of the arena really. Like John Cena chased Carlito and Jesus to the backstage area, and yeah, he was just like going after them, but then like Carlito and Jesus just ended up like bolting and bailing from the arena. So yeah, this was basically like ended up really being like a 4-on-3 Survivor Series elimination match. And yeah, this just really was such a huge disappointment. This was really like boring, to be honest. I mean, this most of this match really was just like Mark Jindrak like beating down Eddie Guerrero like forever, and it was just like really boring. I mean, I really was not a fan of like the group Kurt Angle had with Luther Reigns and Mark Jindrak at this time. I just really wasn't a fan of the group at all. And yeah, this really was just like so freaking boring, really. I mean, yeah, just the beatdown on Eddie Guerrero from Mark Jindrak, it just went on forever, and it just wasn't interesting. Yeah. But then, yeah, eventually, like, they ended up, like, tagging out, and then eventually, like, Kurt Angle ended up, you know, like, eliminating RVD. And then, yeah, basically then, like, after that, it was just, like, very quick eliminations, really. Like, just, like, about not even a minute after, I don't think it was even 30 seconds, like, Mark Jindrak got eliminated. And then, like, a minute after that, Luther Reigns got eliminated. And then, yeah, Kurt Angle was down to, like, a 3-on-1 situation. And then, like, he tried to just bolt from the match, But then like RVD like came back out and just prevented Kurt Angle from leaving. And then yeah, Kurt Angle then like was chokeslammed by Big Show and then had an FU from John Cena or something. And then yeah, I think like then yeah, Eddie Guerrero hit a frog splash on Kurt Angle, and then yeah, then Kurt Angle like got pinned, and then yeah, Eddie Guerrero, Big Show, and John Cena were the survivors of the team, and so yeah, they got the win. But yeah, this was just like such a huge letdown and such a disappointment, and just that angle with Cena being stabbed and like no selling it here and just not showing any signs, just really bad. This was just such a huge letdown. I give this like 2 stars. This was just like such a disappointment. And then next up, oh man, we had Undertaker versus Heidenreich. Oh gosh, this rivalry just absolutely sucked. I mean, you remember I talked about their casket match at Royal Rumble? That match sucked, and this match sucked too. This just was horrible. I mean, this goes with what I was also with what I was talking about before with SmackDown sucking in 2004. Undertaker just had a bunch of horrible rivalries that year. I mean, the rivalry he had with Booker T really wasn't very good. The rivalry with JB Hill was not good. And then we get this rivalry just, oh man. This just was such a bad rivalry. And yeah, this match just was so freaking bad and boring. And this match went on way too freaking long. This match lasted like 16 minutes. Gosh, I mean, this just was such a freaking boring match. I mean, I don't even, can't even remember anything that even happened in that 60 minutes. I mean, the only thing I can really remember is that Paul Heyman, who was, of course, at ringside with Heidenreich, was, like, trying to distract the referee a few times so Heidenreich could, like, cheap shot Undertaker and stuff. Yeah, this match was freaking horrible. I mean, what were they thinking with doing this with Undertaker again? I mean, didn't WWE learn about this in like the 90s where Undertaker just doesn't work well with the big guys like this? Just, oh, this was just like so freaking bad and boring and just, oh, gosh, I can't even talk about, I don't, like I said, I really don't even remember much from the match. Just, yeah, I'm just gonna like cut to the end here. At the end of this match, like Undertaker like got a tombstone on Heidenreich and got the pin, and Undertaker won. So yeah, but yeah, this rivalry would just like continue on for the next couple of months, and it just did not get any better. This was just such a bad rivalry and bad matches. Just, oh, this was horrible. I give it like 1 star. This was so bad. And then next up, we had the Women's Championship match. Trish Stratus defending against Lita. And this match lasted like 90 seconds. This wasn't even really about the women's title. This was just about Lita really just wanting to beat Trish down because, yeah, this was just like shortly after when Lita had lost her baby. After like that accident with Snitsky. And yeah, Trish was just like taunting Lita and just saying a bunch of stuff to her, making comments about the baby and stuff. And so yeah, basically like this was just like Lita wanting to just like beat the crap out of Trish. And yeah, that's basically what she did. Like this really just lasted like less than 90 seconds. And Lita was basically just beating down Trish, and then yeah, Lita like intentionally got herself disqualified after she hit Trish with like a chair. And yeah, this was also the match where like Lita ended up like breaking Trish's nose. And yeah, Trish's nose actually like it really did look like pretty bad. Like she was actually bleeding from the nose, and it was just like you could see it was just like pretty red and stuff. Like her actual nose was red and really just yeah, her nose was bad. But yeah, this really just yeah, this was just a waste of time really. I mean, why did they even do this, like this? I mean, couldn't they have just like actually held off the match until like that episode of Raw where Lita actually won the title? Couldn't they have just like scrapped this from the show and just like have something like what happened here go on Raw or something? Because yeah, this really was just a waste of time really. He's just, oh man, yeah, I don't even know what to say about this, but yeah, this was just really a waste of time and shouldn't have been on the card. give this, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna rate this or not, but yeah, this was just really a waste of time. Oh man. And then next up we had the WWE Championship match, JBL defending against Booker T. This was just kind of average, really. I mean, this was probably one of JBL's better title defenses during his reign, but it's not saying much. Because, yeah, this really was not anything special. Not really anything memorable happened here. I mean, yeah, it was just kind of like an average match. I mean, yeah, during this match, you had a bunch of outside interference from Orlando Jordan, who was at ringside with JBL. And, yeah, it was basically just like substandard action, really. I mean, yeah, it really wasn't that well paced. I mean, it was just kind of so. I mean, yeah, I mean, there were, like I was saying before, there were like quite a number of occasions where Booker T actually did have the match won, but then Orlando Jordan would like stop the count, don't like distract the referee or something, you know. At one point, like the referee like ended up like getting knocked out at one point, and then yeah, Orlando Jordan tried to like come into the ring and try to attack Booker T and like hit him with the championship belt, but then like Josh Matthews then came out and took out Orlando Jordan. Yeah, this was like during the time where like Orlando Jordan, I mean not Orlando Jordan, like Josh Matthews kind of was like a semi wrestler or something. Like this was like during the time where like they had Josh Matthews competing a couple of times. Like there was that match with Booker T and Josh Matthews against JBL and Orlando Jordan. I think there was a time where Josh Matthews went one on one with Orlando Jordan and stuff. So yeah, Josh Matthews was like kind of competing a little bit on SmackDown during this time, and so yeah, here he came out and like laid out Orlando Jordan. But then after that, like JBL ended up like knocking out Josh Matthews and stuff. Yeah. And at one point, like Booker T actually had this match won again after like giving a scissors kick to JBL, but then like Orlando Jordan ended up like stopping the count again. Yeah. And then like Orlando Jordan tried to like nail Booker T with the championship, but Booker T was able to uh, like dodge it, and then yeah, Booker T avoided being hit with the championship belt, and then he like gave Orlando Jordan a bookend or something. But then yeah, JBL then just hit Booker T with the championship belt, and then yeah, JBL then got the pin and JBL retained. It's reasons like this why I just hated JBL and why he was just such a bad champion. Like he just always won champion his title defenses like this, and plus like that he just like wins it like that, just like with one hit with the championship to Booker T. He doesn't even like hit Booker T with the title and then like give a clothesline from hell or something. I mean, this is why I just really cannot stand it when people say JBL was a great heel, a great champion, the best thing to happen to WWE at the time. I've actually seen people say that. He was the complete opposite of that. JBL was just like horrible. And his reign was just so bad because, I mean, he just really didn't have even that many good matches. And he always won in dirty fashion like this. Like, don't even think he had one clean win during his title run. So yeah, JBL was just bad. He was just a bad character, a bad heel, bad matches, a bad champion. Just yeah, JBL sucked in 2004, 2005. Yeah, just JBL's entire run really sucked. So yeah, this was just kind of like I said, this match was just kind of average. I give this I don't know 2.5 stars. And then we got the main event. It was another Survivor Series elimination match. It was Randy Orton, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Maven versus Triple H, Batista, Edge, and Snitsky. And yeah, this match actually did have kind of like a pretty unique stipulation to it. The stipulation for this match was that the winning team would like be in control of Raw for basically the next month while Eric Bischoff was off on vacation. And yeah, it was like one member of the team would control Raw for each week. So, yeah. And yeah, this was definitely like a much better Survivor Series elimination match than the SmackDown one was. Yeah, this was definitely like a much better match, and yeah, this was also like a pretty good to great match right here. Yeah, Maven didn't actually like compete in the match when it first started because yeah, earlier in the night, like in the backstage area, Snitsky like ended up attacking Maven pretty viciously, and Maven was like pretty bloody, yeah, after the attack, and so yeah, it wasn't clear if like Maven was actually going to compete in the match, and yeah, at first it didn't look like it because he wasn't out there with the team when the match began, but yeah, this was definitely like I said, a much better Survivor Series elimination match than the SmackDown one was. This was like a much better paced. This was much more entertaining. Yeah, this was definitely like a really good to great match right here. Yeah, 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 there was like a little bit of animosity on the Triple H's team because yeah, there were like of course two non-evolution members on the team, and yeah, Maven, well not Maven, sorry, Edge and Snitsky were like saying that like once they won the match, when they reach their in control of Raw, we're gonna challenge Triple H for the World Heavyweight Title and stuff, and so yeah, it like ended up like having a bit of animosity on the team, but yeah, uh, there were times when they were working together in this match. Yeah, at one point, yeah, there were a lot of times where like the the teams actually were like fighting with each other, like everyone was fighting everyone on the team. Yeah, at one point it looked like Chris Benoit was gonna eliminate Edge by making him tap out to the crossface, but then like I think it was like Batista ended up like kicking Chris Benoit on the head or something, and then Triple H hit a pedigree on Chris Benoit, and then yeah, Chris Benoit ended up getting eliminated, and yeah, and then like there was like a point in this match where like there was a thing where like it looked like Triple H or Snitsky and like getting tagged in, and yeah, they were kind of like arguing about which one got tagged in, and then there was like a face-to-face confrontation between Triple H and Snitsky, but then yeah, Batista ended up getting in Snitsky's face too, and they were just like were staring each other down. But then yeah, Triple H like ended up like getting in like the walls of Jericho or something with Chris Jericho, and then yeah, and, like Batista ended up like breaking it up. Yeah, but then yeah, eventually like Batista ended up getting eliminated after an enziguri from Chris Jericho. Yeah, and so then and yeah, Batista ended up getting eliminated. And then like there was like a point where like Randy Orton and Chris Jericho were like in a three on yeah, they were like now in a 3-on-2 situation. And at one point I think it was like as Randy Orton was like battling with Snitsky and Edge on the outside of the ring, then Maven then came back out, and then yeah, Maven ended up getting tagged in, and yeah, Maven then like was getting in the match, yeah. But then yeah, Snitsky then eventually like ended up like hitting Maven right in the head with a chair, and then yeah, that ended up like disqualifying Snitsky, and then yeah, Snitsky ended up being eliminated. But then like Snitsky then hit like Randy Orton and Chris Jericho with chairs also, yeah. And then after that, like Maven just ended up being unconscious, and then yeah, Triple H then just easily pinned Maven and eliminated him, yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, yeah, they tried to like pick the bones and then eliminate Chris Jericho after that, but yeah, Chris Jericho ended up kicking out. And yeah, Chris Jericho then was like doing battle with Triple H and Edge, but then eventually like Edge then hit a spear on Chris Jericho, and then yeah, Chris Jericho then ended up getting eliminated. And then Randy Orton was in like in a 2-on-1 situation with Triple H and Edge, yeah. And yeah, Triple H and Edge were like just trying to double team Randy Orton, but then eventually Randy Orton hit an RKO on Edge, and then Edge got eliminated, and then it was down to Randy Orton and Triple H. Yeah. And yeah, at one point, like as the referee was like turned around or something, Triple H then like hit a low blow on Randy Orton, and then yeah, look, Triple H then was gonna go for the pedigree on Randy Orton, but then like Randy Orton countered the pedigree into an RKO, and then Randy Orton pinned Triple H, and then Randy Orton got the win. So yeah, Randy Orton was the sole survivor of the team, and so then yeah, then like after this, like for the next month, like Randy Orton Chris Benoit, Maven, and Chris Jericho were in control of Raw. So yeah, that was definitely like a pretty good to great match once again. I would probably give this 4 stars also. So yeah, overall the show, I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, it's just really all over the place. I mean, you do have like some good matches, like the beginning of the show and the main event were all pretty good, but yeah, like there were like some matches that were like just like the WWE title was really average, and but yeah, the SmackDown Survivor Series elimination match, Undertaker versus Heidenreich, they both sucked, and yeah, the women's title match was just a really waste of time, a pretty big waste of time. So yeah, it's just really all over the place with the show. Like it has some good, it has some bad, and it just has some so. Yeah, it's really hard to say whether or not this is a good show. It's hard, yeah, can't. It's hard to say whether it was good or bad. So yeah, I don't understand like the mixed reaction the show really gets. So yeah, if you want to like decide for your, if you want to watch the show, then yeah, you can decide for yourself what you think, whether or not it's good or bad. Because yeah, people like feel both ways about it. I've just seen like such a mixed reaction from this. So yeah, watch this show and yeah, decide for yourself what you think. Alright, so yeah, that does it for my review of Survivor Series 2004. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.